Saints, I was thinking about this morning, have a lot of similarities. Hall of Fame coach, defense better than their offense, Hall of Fame older quarterback, limitations throwing the deep ball. The difference is the Saints feel like they're kind of prepared for next year, and the Steelers don't. And I think some of that is on the quarterback. I think Big Ben has been needier. I think he's been a little more difficult. I mean, he got upset when they drafted a quarterback in the third round. Drew Brees has been much more honest with the Saints front office and said, yeah, give Taysom Hill 15 snaps. I think, it's funny when a star leaves, can you have honest conversations with your older quarterback? And I think the Saints have honest conversations last 2 or 3 years with Brees. Brees got in a little trouble before the season with his teammates. They didn't run out to save him. Drew, you save yourself. The Saints haven't babied Brees. They've supported him, but I don't feel they've coddled him or babied Brees. They've supported him. They've had real conversations. Drew, you're getting older. We're going to draft. We're going to bring Jameis in. We're going to Taysom Hill is going to get 10, 15 snaps. Those are real, honest conversations that stars don't want to hear. Ben, it's been a little more coddling. They take a quarterback in the third round. Ben's upset. I'd bring him in and say, stop talking. Or we'll draft one in the second round next year. So it's one thing for Carson Wentz to be a kid and a team draft Jalen Hurts. I get the pain there. Ben's got rings. He's got money. He's got a legacy. He's not the same quarterback. So, when you have a star, can you have really honest conversations with him? And I think the Saints have been a little better at that. Like, let's have conversations. And Drew's like, okay, I want to go on television. And you can just, air it out.
Ben also can't stop talking about possibly retiring, so I don't know why it's even a conversation for the Steelers. I thought they missed it by not signing a solid backup this offseason. You saw what happened when Ben was gone. You had Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges, and you almost made the playoffs.
Sam Darnold's got a spot. Darnold wouldn't be bad. Knows the AFC. Doesn't beat it much, but he knows it. All right, Joel Klatt will be joining us. Jason McIntyre will be joining us on a Tuesday. 1 more hour to go. In LA, it's the Herd.
Christmas Day, it's an NFL special as the Vikings take on the Saints. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern on Fox. Also available on NFL Network and streaming on Prime Video.
I can't get my hands around Minnesota. I can't get my hands around them. I haven't been able to all year.
I thought they were going to be much better.
So did I. I like their coach. I like their GM. Their playmakers on offense are good. Justin Jefferson's been unbelievable. The rookie receiver from LSU. I just totally whiffed on the Vikings. Joy Taylor with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Well, this Jets win Sunday has made things very complicated for everyone. The Jaguars are now in position to get the number 1 pick and draft Trevor Lawrence. Head coach Doug Marrone is not thinking about that possibility just yet. He said the team is only focused on winning.
We're trying to win. I mean, we're doing everything we possibly can, and that's my job right now, and I owe it to the coaches and players. None of us are going to look at this in the future. I mean, no one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Never mind, at the end of the year. But I do understand the question and appreciate it. But that's not the way we think. Myself, players, we're just too competitive.
He's right. He's not telling any lies. He's not concerned about that right now. They just want to go out there and play. That's what coaches and players do. It's up to front offices to figure out how to tank. Their remaining schedule and the Jets' remaining schedule is interesting, though. So the Jags have the Bears and the Colts.
Those feel like those teams are playing for something.
They're playing for something, and they're playing better.
Yes, that's good. So what do the Jets play?
Jets play the Browns, and then they're at the Patriots.
See,
anything is possible.
Well, Browns would beat the Jets, but this is where New England goes with Jarrett Stidham.
It's totally possible. Now, it was your theory, but the Jets went ahead and won.
I think Jag's going to draft first. That's tough.
It's going to end up being the
To
Jags.
your point, the Colts and the Bears are not only better in playing, but to your point, they're both playing their best football of the season.
Yes. So this is the current draft order. Jags at the top. Jets number 2, Bengals 3, Panthers 4, Falcons 5.
Now, Panthers are going to draft a quarterback, right?
I don't know. I would think so, but you have to. I think in that situation, you really have to love the guy.
Well, I think the Trey Lance guy that we're not talking about now, because we're now into the Zach Wilson from BYU, I still think Trey Lance, when I look at his video on YouTube, because I don't watch him play, I don't think he's played this year. If you watch his YouTube stuff, he looks fantastic. He looks like 2020 NFL.
I would draft a quarterback every year. Not in the high rounds, obviously, if you don't need one, but I would take a quarterback every year. Do you like Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I actually think it's a bizarrely good job. First of all, it's attractive to free agents because cost of living, no state tax, warm winter weather. They have a ton of cap space. Trevor's going to be great. He's a Southern player in a Southern town. They really need a rock star quarterback. It's a college football town, so I think he fits there. And again, I think Trevor Lawrence makes the job really attractive to a coach down in Jackson. And that division's always been odd. It's not like you got Mahomes in it. It's not like you got Aaron Rodgers in it. That division's always been like year to year, somebody else looks good.
Look, I'm a big city cat, so I like Trevor Lawrence to New York more.
But this is an easier fit.
This is an easier fit, and this feels like Joe Burrow to the Bengals. Because Trevor Lawrence can come in right away and make things better.
Yeah.
I don't know that Justin Fields can do that.
Right.
And honestly, I think if this ends up finishing this way, it's just going to become a very interesting situation for the Jets overall.
Yeah.
Now, I probably would still take Justin Fields at 2, just because you kind of have to.
And I do think that's going to happen. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't have a strong conviction either way. Yesterday, I thought I'd go Darnold. The more I talk to people, either one is. The Jets are going to be better next year. They have so many draft picks and so much cap space.
I still think even without Trevor Lawrence going there, I still think it's a good job. You're not going to get the best candidate because it's still New York, and you still have to deal with the New York media and the New York expectations, where you aren't going to have that in Jacksonville, and you're going to have Trevor Lawrence. But I don't think it's a bad job just because Trevor Lawrence isn't there. And at the end of the day, there's only 32 of these in the world, so people still want them. So the Steelers seem to have the AFC North locked up when they were 11-0. But now they've lost 3 straight, and their chances of winning the division are getting worse. According to Fox Bet, before last night's game, the Steelers were a huge favorite, minus 5,000. But after the loss to the Bengals, they're holding on by a much smaller margin. They're still a favorite at minus 333, but the Browns are closing in at plus 275.
The Browns are going to win the division. They play the Steelers week 17.
So if the Steelers lose to the Colts...
Yes.
The Browns beat the Jets this week, which we're assuming is going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, the Steelers-Colts could go either way, obviously. But if they lose to the Colts and the Browns beat the Jets, the winner of the Steelers-Browns week 17 will be the AFC North champion.
Folks, Uncle Colin's going to make you a little money. Bet the Browns to win the division. It's an easy one. The Browns are better than the Steelers by a lot. They're going to blow them out.
But if the Steelers beat the Colts...
No, that's not going to happen. No. That is not going to happen.
They're going to lose 4 straight?
Yes, they're bad. You're a Pittsburgh girl. This is painful. They're bad.
I am, and I've always been extremely honest and fair and very self-aware about the Steelers.
They're bad.
Very tough on the Steelers.
They got smoked by the Bengals.
It was painful to watch.
That game wasn't competitive for 3 of the hours.
No, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Finally, we love this. The annual NBA GM survey has been released.